Alien Romulus is the newest addition to the Alien franchise. It is not part of the prequel series with Prometheus. This movie actually takes place in between the first two Alien movies. I have no idea how that works, but I mean, here's how the whole Alien franchise works chronologically. Even though I've seen this, I still don't understand it, but then again, that's Hollywood for you. This movie is directed by Fede Alvarez. Please forgive me if I didn't say his name correctly, but I've actually been a fan of his since he rebooted Evil Dead back in 2013, and he's got other good movies under his belt as well, so I mean, that kind of perked me up a little bit that he was the one directing this movie. So like I said before, Alien Romulus takes place in between the first Alien movie and the second Alien movie. We have a new cast of characters who go up to this deserted space station. They see no one's around. It's got a creepy vibe. There are holes in the wall. I mean, but of course, they're going to stay anyway because they want to know what the hell is going on here. And of course, they find out in the worst possible way. I will admit, this movie actually did start off kind of slow for me, but as it moved on, I actually started getting hooked because it felt like the original vibe that the original Alien had, and that was something that I wasn't really even expecting. Caitlin Spaeny, David Johnson, they are the main stars. They are the heart and soul of this movie. Everybody else in their crew is just, there, I guess you can say, because, I honestly didn't care whether they lived or died or not. But Caitlin Spaeny, David Johnston, the way I seriously enjoyed their dynamic. Their dynamic was very interesting. Their relationship. Their lives are crap. The place they live is crap. They can never leave because the people who work there are crap. So they take a chance, going to this deserted place with their other crew to see if they can make their lives better. But at the time, Caitlin Spaeny, who is the, kind of most responsible one, she has to think about things like, what is good for them? Is this a chance we're taking about making their lives better? So, their interesting dynamic there is something that was really interesting, especially for this kind of movie where I wasn't expecting that kind of dynamic. I honestly didn't go into this movie with high expectations. I thought this movie was going to be okay at best because, Alien, it's a franchise we've done and seen. It's, xenomorphs, face huggers, people getting into a situation they can't handle, and then, that's just Alien now. That's how it is. But this movie kind of did feel like a throwback to the original Alien movie, because originally Alien was a sci-fi horror flick, not an action flick, and I feel like this movie kind of went back to that genre. No way I am saying that this is nostalgia bait. Nowhere even close to that. But it feels like, there are moments here where if you are a big fan of this franchise, there are moments where you are going to notice things that you're like, okay, that was in that film and that was in that film. Yes, but I feel like Fede Alvarez, was a fan of this franchise, the first movie, and he kind of took the first movie and kind of wanted to turn it into his own while still staying true to the original story. In terms of tension, atmosphere, and that claustrophobia feeling, that feeling of, being stuck on a spaceship with a monster and there's no real escape, because, of course, there is no real escape. You're trapped on a spaceship with a monster, and, of course, unless you shoot yourself out in space, you're going to die there. But, this movie has all of that. You also don't get a good look at the xenomorphs either, but then again, I don't think we really need a clear picture of them because anyone who is a fan of this film knows what every version of them looked like. But a normal person fighting for their life against a monster, I don't think they're going to look back and see what is trying to kill them unless they're ready to kill it right then and there. And we all know that xenomorphs don't die easily. Even though this movie was great, that doesn't mean this movie didn't have its problems. A lot of the problems actually came up in the third act. This movie technically ended 3 times here. First ending would have been great. It was perfect. I would have loved to see the movie end the way it did with the first ending, but of course we got more, and I was like, okay, we're getting a little bit more here. And then we got the second ending, and then when I saw that, I was like, okay, we're still on the path of an ending for an Alien movie. Then we got the third ending, and when I saw that, I was like, okay, that was kind of pushing it there. This movie is 2 hours long. Honestly, I think it could have been an hour and 45 minutes and it would have been fine. But it isn't the length here that's the problem. It's actually how they use that last 15 to 20 minutes that is the issue, because like I said, the first two endings would have been perfectly fine with the ending there, but they were trying to reach that 2 hour mark, so they just kind of stretched it out a little bit. And I guess you can say what they did was kind of a stretch there too. Also, there was more body horror in this movie than I was actually expecting. Of course, we get body horror in Alien because, of course, we get a chest bust, because otherwise there wouldn't be an Alien movie without a chest bust. But, I mean, other than, the chest bust, there was more other parts in here that I wasn't expecting that revolved around body horror. And I was like, okay, I don't know how that works with this kind of movie. But, I guess they're just adding it in there. It was kind of like with the third and final ending. They wanted to go out with like a big bang. But I mean, if you take true to the inspiration like from the first movie, less is better. You don't really have to, push it and try to make everything bigger. But then again, that's what Hollywood tries to do, especially with these classics, thinking bigger is better, when it's not. Overall, the movie as a whole was still fantastic. I truly enjoyed it. That's why I'm giving Alien Romulus here a B+. This is a surprising grade for me because I was not expecting this movie to be this good. Alright, well that just about wraps up this review. If you guys have seen Alien Romulus, please comment here down below what your thoughts were on it. Also, if you like my other videos, you can check out here more on my channel. And always remember to stay epic!